The Galactic Council was already terrified of humanity's regular military. Standard human soldiers could march for days without rest. They treated broken bones as minor inconveniences. They used controlled explosives for mining operations. Their medics performed surgery while under enemy fire, complaining only about the poor lighting. So when Ambassador Chen mentioned that Earth was sending special forces to help with the Kraken insurgency, the council chamber fell into horrified silence. Special forces? Chancellor Vex's voice cracked. Your regular forces already terrify the galaxy. What makes these ones special? Chen looked uncomfortable. Well, they're different. Different how? Before Chen could answer, the doors exploded inward. Not blown open, not kicked. The reinforced blast doors simply gave up and fell over. For humans walked in. That was the only normal thing about them. The first was eating a sandwich during what should have been a formal military entrance. The second was barefoot, claiming boots were optional. The third had somehow already befriended the Chancellor's security detail and was showing them pictures of his cat. The fourth was asleep, standing up, still walking. Asleep, Delta Squad reporting. The sandwich-eating one said through a mouthful of food. Sorry we're late. Johnson wanted to pet every alien dog on the station. I regret nothing, Johnson called out, still showing cat pictures. Chancellor Vex looked at Chen desperately. These are your elite soldiers. Yeah, about that. Chen winced. Special forces aren't special because they're more disciplined. They're special because we took the most dangerously creative humans and told them rules are suggestions. What? The sleeping one suddenly spoke without waking up. Target assessment complete. 17 hostiles in the building. 3 tunnels. One's thinking about surrendering. Kevin's still showing cat pictures. How does he know that while sleeping? We don't ask, Chen said quickly. Just let them work. The Kraken insurgents had taken the Council's planetary defense station, demanding ransom. The regular military had deemed it impossible to retake without massive casualties. Delta Squad was there for 6 hours. The after-action report would become legendary for its absurdity. Sergeant Mills, sandwich guy, had infiltrated by convincing the Kraken he was a food delivery driver. He'd actually brought them pizza. Poisoned? No. He just talked about his grandmother's recipes until they fell asleep from boredom. Johnson had somehow recruited 3 Kraken insurgents by showing them videos of Earth cats. They'd switched sides for the promise of kitten visitation rights. Rodriguez, barefoot, had disabled their entire security system by walking through every laser grid. The lasers couldn't figure out how to target someone who moved like they were dancing to music only they could hear. Williams, sleeping guy, had sleepwalked through their command center, unconsciously disarming every trap and leaving helpful sticky notes about their security flaws. They retook the station without firing a shot. Chancellor Vex stared at the report. Well, Chen corrected, Johnson fired a confetti cannon he'd somehow smuggled in. Said it was for morale. The council watched the security footage in horrified fascination. The special forces hadn't fought the insurgents. They confused them into submission. One Kraken leader was seen on camera crying because Rodriguez had somehow convinced him that his entire life was a simulation and the only way out was to surrender. Your regular forces follow rules of engagement, Vex said slowly. These don't. Oh, they have one rule, Chen explained. Complete the mission. How they do it is creative interpretation. Give us an example of creative. Chen pulled up another file. Last month, they ended a 10-year civil war by entering both faction leaders into a cooking competition against each other. Winner got the planet. They're now running a restaurant together. That's impossible. They also once stopped an AI uprising by teaching the AIs to play Dungeons and Dragons. The AIs are too busy arguing about rules to revolt. As the council absorbed this, Williams suddenly woke up. Mission complete. Also, their computer system has 17 viruses, their leader needs therapy, and someone should water that plant in the corner. It looks sad. Chancellor Vex made a note. Human regular forces. Terrifying, but predictable. Human special forces. Chaos incarnate. Avoid at all costs. By the way, Mills added, finishing his sandwich, We're thinking of starting a food truck. You guys interested? The scariest part? The council said yes. Nobody wanted to see what would happen if they said no to human special forces.